In this video, we're providing an overview of the project for Math 274, which is due at the end of week 6. For this project, you'll be submitting two files. There's an Excel file and a write-up file. Generally, you'll want to complete the calculations in Excel first, then complete the write-up based on your Excel calculations, and we'll discuss the Excel calculations in separate videos. Before starting with the Excel calculations, you'll want to read through the entire template, which we're showing here, for a comprehensive view of what you're going to have to do for the project. When you do your write-up, you'll want to respond to each question in each section. You'll want to provide complete sentences, and whenever calculations are required for a section, you'll include both a screenshot and a response that includes the calculation results. Taking a quick look at the document here, the template, you'll find this in the Topic 6 section of the classroom materials in Halo. You'll see that the instructions indicate that you're investigating whether caffeine affects reaction time. And we're going to test students before and after consuming caffeine. Notice the wording here. When you're investigating whether the caffeine affects reaction time, that means that you're looking for an effect either larger than or smaller than no effect. And this indicates that you'll be using a two-sided test. Also, because you're comparing the same student before and after, this suggests a paired test, and you'll find more information on that in other resources for the project. Taking a quick look at the different sections here, the study design section, you'll be considering why this particular type of study. In this section, you'll also notice, and this is true in each section, that there's a faith integration question. You'll answer that just like you answered the other questions, and those will not have calculations associated with those. The study design and context section does not require calculations, just general discussion of the topic here. In the data summary section, here's where you're going to start bringing in the calculations from your Excel. You're going to look at the before data, the after data, and then the difference data. You're going to calculate the standard statistics for those and then interpret your findings. So here, because you are doing a calculation, you would, for example, in this first section, provide screenshot from Excel and also type in the results from that screenshot. So just the screenshot is not enough. Just putting the results in is not enough. Do both. Visual analysis, in this case, you'll be, again, taking a look at the before and after data, and you're going to compare those using box plots. Again, we'll provide some other videos for the Excel calculations. You'll also create here in this section a scatter plot combining the before and after data. And in particular, in this case, note that there's a line of equality that will be y equals x. Specifically note that this is not a trend line in the scatter plot. This is something different. You'll see that in the other videos. For the hypothesis test, remember for the summary section, we talked about this being a two-sided test. So you'll want to present the null and alternative hypotheses in appropriate symbolic form and as words. For the paired t-test, you will calculate these values. That's t-statistic, degrees of freedom, p-value. Here you will include a screenshot and write up your results as well, and then answer the other questions in this section too. For the confidence interval, that's similar. There you're going to look at a confidence interval for the difference, determine whether zero's inside, interpret whether that means, or interpret what that means. Again, for part one, you will provide a screenshot and write up the results. In the outlier detection section, you will use the IQR method to examine the difference data to see whether the differences have any significant outliers. Note in this case that that may not be the case for your data, so it may or may not. If not, you'll simply say that that you didn't find any outliers. If so, you'll identify the specific values, and you'll calculate the first, third quartiles and the interquartile range. Again, here for part one, you will provide a screenshot from your Excel as well as discuss your results. The next section, data quality and reliability. This is some more qualitative discussion. And here you won't have any screenshots from the Excel to bring in. And the final section is to interpret the results. There again, you'll want to think more holistically or globally about your calculations and the results and provide responses to each question in this section. That's the overview of the project. You'll again find other videos discussing parts of the Excel. Once you are ready with both, you then submit both files to the Dropbox for the assignment.